doing these live things always like gets me like nervous for a second,
yeah.
and then I get used to it.
Every time, man. I think we're live. So we'll give it a few minutes anyhow. I'll go
Okay,
here and check my channel. Yeah. All right. Says somebody's watching.
nice.
So let's see. I don't know. I don't see it anywhere yet. But
Yeah, I don't see it.
concurrent viewers. There's 2 people watching. Let me ask in the comments. This happened last time. We couldn't find where. Yeah, Josh is there. Josh says what's up. So I would keep checking back, like, whenever you can to see if it actually
Okay.
goes up. Because I remember it took Tyler a little while to get to the chat too. Only reason why I have the chat is because it feeds it right into the thing or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there's a couple people. We've got
Cool.
20 viewers. We'll give it a few more minutes, guys. Thanks for being here. We're here with Tattoo Angelo. You can check him out at
Going on.
Tattoo Angelo on Instagram, and please check out his YouTube channel, Tattoo Angelo. We'll talk more about it. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. It's just not popping.
Okay. Yeah,
It'll probably give. What do you say? Like a couple minutes.
yeah. I don't even see it on my dashboard, man. You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
There we go.
Oh, what's that? All right, so there's like 30 people on, so let's jump into it. This is Tattoo Angelo. You can go check him out on Instagram, YouTube at Tattoo Angelo. I love how yours is all perfect, man. Mine's all over the place. 3 different things for 3 different locations. Got to get my stuff together. All right, Angelo. So first question I got for you, man, is how did you get your start in tattooing? I know everybody has a different story to how they came about, and it's just cool to hear everybody's personal story, man.
Yeah. So there was like 2 ways I got into it. The first way was so I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and 3 of my brothers were actually like, or 2 of them were like doing tattoos out of the house, and I was just running around like young, and I would always kind of like, oh shit, what are you guys doing? You know, like I didn't really know nothing about it, and I was just like around it, and during that time, I think I was like 15, and my brother was about to move out, and he was like, "You want to get a tattoo?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna look so dope, you know, give me a tattoo." Right. And I got a little star on my thigh.
Oh man.
And it was nothing. It was not even dope. It was just something to get.
But it was cool.
And then yeah, so like before he dipped, he gave me the machine, and I just had it at my house, and it was just there for a while, and then maybe like 2 or 3 years went by, and I was like, I think we were about to move out, and I saw the box, and I opened it up, and I was like, oh shit, that's right, he fucking gave me this shit. And during this time, he was not even tattooing no more. You know, it was all garage tats basically, and he wasn't tattooing no more.
You found the box, man.
And yeah, I found the box, and I was just like looking at it, and then so we ended up moving to another house, and the other house was like had hella carpet in the spot, so like we would, you know, if I was gonna do something, it'd be in the garage.
Right.
And and I told my buddy, I was like, hey man, I got this fucking tattoo machine kit, like, you want to try something? And he was like, yeah, let's do it, like let's do it. And then so I tried. I don't remember what I did. I want to say it was a stick figure. It was nothing special. It was like literally like line works, like fucking up. And we tried. We didn't know what we were doing. You know, it was definitely like we were just like winging it. And only thing I had knowledge of was what my brothers did, if that.
Right.
And we thought we tattooed, thought it was so dope, and went to school the next day. Told my buddy. And then my buddy was like, well, tattoo me then. And then I started tattooing my buddies. And then, like, I want to say during that time, it was the end of the school year. I was about to start college. And I was barely tattooing my buddies. Barely, like, out of the house. And I was going to college. I had school. and I was working at Rayleigh's. It's like a market over here. Okay. I don't think you guys have a Rayleigh's. Mm-hmm. It's like a supermarket.
Okay.
And so I was doing those kind of three things, and my dad, he was like, well, I know this person and they have a tattoo shop, and I can see if you want to work with them, and then and I was like, fuck yeah, apprenticeship, yeah, let's do it. And he was like, okay, so here's the deal. She told me you have to have 20 drawings. She doesn't want to see none of the tattoos you've done. She just wants to see the art side of what you can do. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. So I drew the 20 drawings, and it was the day that I was about to go to the shop to introduce myself, show my drawings and whatnot. And I got a message from another buddy. I got tagged on Instagram from another spot that was looking for an artist, and I was just kind of like looking at it, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go try over there, because it was in downtown Sacramento. The other one, I think it was on the outskirts, and I was like, downtown Sacramento sounds way more like an art scene, Yep. I don't know.
It felt right.
So what I did, instead of going to that one to get like the apprenticeship, I kind of went over here just to say like, what's up,
Right.
And as soon as I met the guy, he was super dope. He was a cool dude.
Nice.
And I met him, and he was like, you want to start tattooing? And I was like, all right, let's do it. And he's like, come in tomorrow, bring all your shit.
That is awesome.
And yeah, and then like, so I was working there for about a month or two, met a couple buddies, and then he ended up actually having a serious talk with me. He just like sat me down after like 2 or 3 months, and he just told me something that basically changed like the way I look at tattooing. He was just like, look, man, you're going to work at Rayleigh's, you're going to school, and you're tattooing. How do you expect yourself to have the full mind of tattooing when you're doing all these other things? I'm not telling you to quit your job, and I'm not telling you to go to school. I just want to help you understand that tattooing is a full-time thing, and you got to put your mind into it. And the next day, I put in my 2 weeks notice. I dropped out of fucking college. I was like,
shit!
You're right. Let's do it.
Damn.
And then that's just how it went.
Oh my god.
So that's how.
Man.
That's just how I got into it.
But you know what? He wasn't wrong though. He wasn't wrong, man.
Yeah.
I think you did need that time, because being tasked out like that in so many different places, no way you could give like everything you had there. Damn. So did that turned out to be a good move then? I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah. He helped me out. He fucking changed my life, man.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So at what point along the way, obviously that's where you started. So at what point along the way did things like start to click? I mean, was it then? Was it later when like you started to like come into your own, where you started to find like your rhythm, your style, like that stuff just kind of develops.
So so when I first started tattooing, I was doing like heavy line work, heavy thick lines, American traditional. That's what my buddies loved, and that's what I wanted to tattoo my buddies. So if they loved American traditional, I would try it as best as I could, and it's like get them stoked. I'm stoked, And I was actually working with this dude. His name is Mauricio, and he was a black and gray artist. And we would always hang out. And there was a time where he was about to leave, and I was just like, "Fuck, man! Like he's about to leave, and he does really good." I never like took the time to kind of understand the black and gray side,
Right.
I was just doing color and thick lines and whatever. And then when he left, I was like, well, who the fuck am I gonna learn off of now? So like, I just kind of like started thinking like, okay, so let me try to do some black and gray without asking no one, whatever, like, just do it on top of the head. So what I did, I hit up my buddy and I was like, hey man, I want to try to do a rose. Are you down? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And so he came over, and so long story short, I tried the rose. It looked like a crumbled up piece of paper. It was pretty bad. And like it was bad. It's bad when like you're done tattooing it, and you look at the tattoo, and then he looks at you, and you're just like, you start laughing. And that's just what happened.
It's one of those things. He was on board for it, man. It's
Yeah, and like I did fix it. I did along the like eventually fix it,
Right.
but that's when I really started doing black and gray because like my buddy was gone and I was just really like, man, I guess I gotta learn it, you know.
right.
So I just like practiced drawing black and gray, and I just did this thing where I wouldn't tattoo nothing else but black and gray style,
Wow.
and then just kind of try to do my research and stuff too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you would credit some of your development to going back to drawing a bit for you, like to get the gray and to get used to using black and gray, if you will. Did you?
So what I would definitely credit it
Mhm.
would be oil painting,
Wow.
black and gray oil painting, just because like I feel like when I tattoo black and gray, I feel like I have the same motion as I would to painting like a tone,
Right.
and I don't know. During that first time, I never painted. I never was into art like how I am now. Like I was just kind of like, I mean, I guess I can try,
Right.
you know.
You never had a
But
reason
when
to push yourself, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Never had a reason. Like, I just kind of jumped into. I was learning how to draw while I was learning how to tattoo. Honestly,
That's a double.
so it was kind of like scary for some of the first people that I tattooed. But
That's kind
you know, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. A lot of my brothers like, they were my canvases.
yeah.
and they
Oh,
helped.
yeah.
Yeah, they helped me out. So I would say oil painting for me is probably the best transition from learning how to do shading to tattooing.
Wow, that's really cool. And I've never oil painted, but now I want to oil paint because
Yeah,
I mean that
takes
sounds
time,
cool.
bro. You
That sounds cool.
let it dry. Yeah, it takes a couple days to dry. You know.
It's a process. I've watched people do it and they make it look fantastic, but okay, cool. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to help plenty of people. I mean, there's a lot of painters out there. For me, I worked with charcoal a lot, and it doesn't necessarily transition as well because with charcoal, you're using brushes to move powder around essentially.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting for me as I was transitioning to doing what you do with charcoal on paper. Luckily, I kind of got through it, but it's really cool to see you did oil painting. Part of my short apprenticeship that I did have, that was something that they were talking about. They'd have entire weekends where they would paint, and I thought it was strange, but looking back on it, I guess they were onto something.
Yeah, you know what? One thing I would like to say is, if I could kind of start over and like, I wish I would have started with an apprenticeship. I just kind of went into it, and for my, I just was doing whatever. When I went into a shop, and rather than just started off learning new shit, I actually had to fix a lot of mistakes of like things I do, my bad habits, and like the way I would, certain motions
Right.
of tattooing, like how deep to go in. So in my opinion, I would say I wish I would have had a apprenticeship to kind of really learn rather than taking hella steps back and fixing all my bad muscle memories.
Right. You would have preferred to have been taught from the beginning instead of trying to fix all these things you developed on your own because, well, that's how you learn. And
Yeah, exactly.
definitely, man. I mean, my apprenticeship was really short. It was ridiculous. I got out of it, but I will say, even though it was a short time there, it was enough to keep it, keep me hanging around. It was enough to, make you want to keep chasing it. So we're gonna go back to some simpler questions, some simple stuff. So, like, what's your go-to machine, Angelo? What's like right now, if you're ready to go tattoo? What's your machine? What are you grabbing?
I like the Bishop. The Bishop's probably my favorite one right now.
Nice.
The Bishop, the V6, I think it is.
V6. And you like Cheyenne needles, don't you? Is that what it?
Yeah, I like Cheyenne. Honestly, man, I try a lot of different things, but right now I'm doing Cheyenne.
Gotcha. And last of the simpler ones here, what kind of ink do you use? I know you use mainly black and gray.
Yeah, right now I'm using dynamic black.
Nice. I'm with you there. So where are you working right now, Angelo?
Right now I'm in downtown Sacramento. It's called Reclamare Tattoo.
Nice. So they can find you there if they're in that region.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's more of a fun question. What's your perfect client, Angelo? So like you have the perfect client. So what makes them your perfect client, man? What are they doing?
Shit.
Crazy question, I know. Somebody asked me it the other day, and I was like, I don't know. Just like really have a lot of pain tolerance so I can put as much detail as possible. Oh, that was about as far as I could get.
I think, man, dude, it's hard. It's hard. Like, I feel like every client, they have their own niche.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just got to fit. Just, I guess there's a lot of them that are like, just do whatever you want, but it's like, no. Just tell me what to do, you know? Like, I don't know, man.
So on that point, though, that's good to hear, because I think people really think they're doing you a service. Like, for me, personally, when they say, whatever you want to do. Well, that's awesome once we get into an area that you want to be in, you know? Then I can do whatever I want to do. That's cool.
Exactly.
But do you want an octopus, or do you want, like, some...
Yeah, exactly.
I have no freaking clue. I mean, we can put anything on you, but I need some direction, man. So
yeah,
somebody that knows what they want is nice as well. Now, do you find people come to you for your style of tattooing now? That's what it is, right? They're not coming to you with some color stuff, are they?
No. I rarely get anyone saying color stuff or like the mandalas or stuff like that.
Right.
Just it's usually like the main thing is probably the roses. Probably the main thing.
No kidding, huh? How many roses you done, Angelo? A few.
Man, I've have to have done over like 300. Like, I've done a lot of. There's sometimes when I do 2 roses in a day. Like, I do a lot of roses for sure, but I don't get tired of them. You know, they're really fun to do.
Right. So I watched
roses and skulls.
I watched how you did that rose on your channel, and I thought it was really cool how you took that outside. Never manipulated like an actual image before. I just kind of like find images, put them together, transition things. But I thought it was really cool how you took the actual flower and then put your own like center in it. So not only are you tattooing the flowers, but it seems like every one is like uniquely different.
I try to make it a little bit uniquely. Like, I try to honestly, when I tattoo, I'm always trying to do something new when I tattoo. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just depends.
I got you. All right, so out in California right now, I know you're having a little bit of time. I'm pretty sure the power went out at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember you saying that
times.
you were able to do it without power because you had the wireless, this and this and this. Have you had to do it yet?
You know what? There was one time. No, I've never like was able to like. There was one time at my other shop where the power went out and we were already tattooing and I had the wireless, so I did a little bit more. But there was one time out in Hawaii when I was guest spotting, and this other guy came out to guest spot, and he had a wireless. The first time I ever seen wireless, and he had a light on his head, just because like that's just how he already tattoos. And then the power went out. And we were all looking around like, oh shit, the power. And I look over at him, and he's still going. Like, he almost didn't even notice the power went out because he already had the light on. I thought that was the future right there.
And then fast forward, and here we are. I'm constantly trying to keep that light off my head, but I do the same thing. I tattoo with a headlamp on, but I don't know. I'm just picky about shadows. I feel like I'm just prissy, and I don't need to be, but I am stupid. But so how long you been tattooing then, Angelo? I guess.
So I've been tattooing for almost 8 years now, like 7.5, almost 8 years.
Nice. At what point? And I'm guessing maybe not. Was there a point where you were kind of like, I don't know if this is the right move, or were you kind of balls to the walls the whole time?
Nope, it was like the first like couple months I was tattooing and then I'm still into skateboarding, but I think I was just like, it was summertime and I just wanted to skate, so I just stopped tattooing for the first, like, when I was actually into it for like the first month or two. And my buddy was like, why aren't you tattooing? And I was like, I don't know. And then he was like, give me a tattoo. And I was like, come over. And then I started doing more and more right after that.
I feel like if you don't do it for a little while, you kind of can move on, actually. like you kind of get out of doing something for a little while, it's easy to walk away from. So in the beginning,
Yeah.
that can, I don't know, for me it was challenging because in the beginning I didn't always have a tattoo every single day, you know. So when you have a couple days without work, I don't know. For me, that was easy for me to fall off if I didn't stay at it, and I'm still learning all this shit as we go. But anyhow, so where do you see yourself, Angela? Do you got in 5 years, man? You got any plans? I mean, hopefully you're taking over YouTube, obviously, in 5 years.
Yeah, that would be cool. No. Just tattooing, man. I don't, that's like really like what my passion is. So like, just tattooing and taking care of my family.
Nice.
Hopefully I have something. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice. So how's family then? It's not just you then, right?
Yeah, it's my wife, and then I got a daughter. She's about to be 2 years old.
That's
so
awesome, man.
it's going
That's
good.
awesome. Now you can't quit. You can't quit if you want to now.
Yeah,
You
for real.
you got more purpose.
Yeah.
So, back to like your style and whatnot. Do you ever see yourself? You know, I feel like part of me wonders, like, will I ever master a certain type and then be like, all right, let's see what the hell it. Because you can do a subject matter, but then you can do it like to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? If I'm like worried that what happens when we hit a wall? Do we change styles? How do you push yourself further? You know, to the next.
Yeah. I change styles a lot. I mean, I tried new things. That's why like I try a lot of different machines because it kind of gets me like the new type of like a new look on certain things. If I go try like the Cheyenne pen, or then I go to the Bishop, and then the what was it? I was just on the Rose video. I forgot what machine I was using. Like, I'm always trying new things, like new needles, and like that's what kind of keeps me going. But sometimes I'll just stop. I'll just like literally, like if I feel like drained or whatever, I just stop tattooing for like a week or two and just draw and just paint and just really like clear my mind. That way, cause you don't want to tattoo someone when you're kind of like not really feeling it, you know, like.
Yeah.
And I think the client would rather you not tattoo them if you're not feeling it. So that's just kind of like what I do.
Man.
Sometimes.
And I guess that resets you. You get to like get out of tattooing for a little while, paint, relax, no pressure, no, drawing at night, designing, all that stuff. Yeah, that's nice. Do you schedule that kind of thing in advance? Kind of like, I think in a week, or do you just kind of go, you know what, I got free time now, I'm just gonna chill out for a little while?
It's weird because definitely I do. It's weird because like I feel like I just like in 3 months I'll kind of like do it, and then when 3 months comes, I'm like, damn, I'm happy I did that. Like took off like this week or this couple,
Yeah.
I don't know. I catch myself doing that. My sometimes I'll move dates pretty further. Like I have an assistant. Like I feel like maybe sometimes she gets kind of annoyed that I do it, but it's just like that's just the way I am sometimes. Like I don't know.
If you can do it, man, do it.
If you can do it, man.
Wow. What's your favorite subject matter? Sooner or later, we'll get off of you for a minute. We'll take some questions. We'll give you this last question for now.
My favorite subject matter?
Man.
I like tattooing statues, man. I really like the marbly kind of effect and the contrast for statues.
Nice.
That's probably my favorite.
Well, man, I mean, you do it well. You do it well, and I hope that if anybody out here hasn't checked out Tattoo Angelo, I mean, check his Instagram out. His work speaks for itself. It's really nice, man. And also, he's helping educate, man. Go over and check him out. Tattoo Angelo on YouTube. Got some killer videos. I'm sure some of you have had to have already watched some of them. So, anyhow, in the meantime, I'm going to check over here at the comments real quick and see what kind of questions we have. I remember somebody asked, I mean, I know you have a specific style. We've gotten through that. But do you have any thoughts on micro tattoos? I don't know.
Micro tattoo, is that just the little little tiny
I think
tattoos like Dr. Wu?
Yeah,
I
think those tiny ones. I mean, I haven't really seen them healed, only because I'm in a small town. I haven't seen them. Haven't done tiny tattoos, so I couldn't really speak on it. So I don't know if maybe you had seen them.
Yeah, so my sister actually got tattooed by Dr. Wu, and he does those little tiny tattoos, and It's been like 5 years and it still looks good. But I have heard like, oh, after a while they kind of, whatever, blur up. But like, in my opinion, I think it's just even the little tiny tattoos and stuff. I think they're really dope. I like those little tiny details, and yeah, if it blurs up after like 10 years, 5 years, whatever, it was still dope at one point and it looked cool. That's just my opinion on it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We can't and here's the kind of to what you're saying is, you can't expect any tattoo to survive, for forever. I mean, some would probably say I'm lying, and they will survive forever, but they're never going to stay the same. So I'm sure the micro tattoo is going to modify a little bit as well. And can you see the comments, Angelo?
Yeah, I can.
If you see any of them,
yeah.
man, feel free, because I'll read them if you see something.
Yeah, Angelo's go-to B&G shading tattoo machine. The Bishop right now, you know what? I've been rocking with the Bishop almost 7 years. Like, I go in and out with different machines, but I always go back to the Bishop because, like, I don't know, it's just the way, I think with the Bishop, it doesn't have too much give. And I think the stroke is 3.5, I think it is. And I always catch myself back to the Bishop.
But you've tried other stuff though, and that's just what you like.
Yeah, coil machines. Yeah, I had a Mickey Sharps. I had a couple coil machines, and I love coil machines. It's just sometimes they work really good one day, and then the next day it's just like, I gotta turn it, change some stuff.
They're finicky, and I remember the first time I tried a rotary machine, I was like, oh my god, that's it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was nothing against them, but it was kind of the same thing. But I will say, I mean, you cannot pack a line like you can with a coil machine. Just flawless.
That's
man.
true.
But it's a pros and cons.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. I got the mass. A lot of people being nice. I thought I saw another one up here. So what's next for you, Angelo, on YouTube? You got anything brewing?
I think so. My next video, I think it's gonna be probably gonna be focused on just how I shade. I think that's probably the next one. Not really focused on the tattoo,
right?
Just the shading.
Yeah. Try to give it like a like a title, or like how to shade kind of thing, like how to work in mags. I mean, something along those lines, like how you shade.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that'll probably be the next thing, and then maybe in that video I'm gonna be dropping some merchandise, like some type of shirts or something. Maybe I'll have a little preview of that, and then that'll be the video.
Nice, man. Nice. Sweet. So, how does it work for you? You kind of like bring the camera in with you, kind of set it up over your station, and go to town, and.
Yeah, you know what? Like, one thing I did notice with the camera above me is I hate the camera right above my head. Like, cause sometimes when I'm trying to tattoo and like I have the wireless, so I'm so used to moving because there's no wires on it.
Right.
And when the camera's right there, it's like I gotta be considerate that someone's watching. You know, like they want to learn. So like sometimes the tattoo will take a little bit longer, but. Yeah, I have it like on. It looks so rigged up on how I got it. Like I got a tripod. I always forget to bring it in, and yeah,
it works, man. I don't know about you, but
that's how I have it.
I do an entire recording. This is gonna be great. I get it in the computer, and then my head's blocking like 70% of it. So I'm like, oh my gosh. Yep. Well, so it gets tricky. I mean, even by yourself, I move that thing around, try to get the best angle, but all it takes is a bump and. The next 2 hours is wasted because you caught nothing. So, yeah, it's interesting, though. So I was curious to how you were doing that. I guess there's no way around it. We're just trying to get the best footage. For me, my hand's on the right side, so the camera over here sees my hand. If I try to get the camera over here, my head's over here like this. It has to be, like, at this perfect angle.
Yeah, man, it's an awkward angle, man. It really is. Like, sometimes it stresses me out, like, just kind of trying to get the right angle, and That's why, like, I got a video guy, and he actually gets the other angle. You know what I mean? So there's times when I just like literally, I'll just be like, dude, I'm turning this part off right now. I can't do it right now. Just do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
And he knows how to kind of figure that out.
Work a little harder, get a little extra footage. I know for me, there's sometimes where like, if I'm in a detailed area, like I care more about the tattoo than the video. So if the video's getting in my way or whatnot, I'll turn it off because I still care about the tattoo more. So I think I get what you're saying there, man. Where you're just like, get it. Sometimes my wife will record if she's free and able to be here, but that's about the best. We try. What's the most difficult style of tattoo for you to knock out of the park? This is to you, Angelo, from Dave. He's saying.
Okay. So, me personally, I think traditional, like a solid bowl, traditional, that's probably the hardest thing to do, man. Just making it look like it, making it look very solid. I have a bunch of buddies that do really good traditional work, and every time I try to do it, it just doesn't. It looks, bold lines and solid colors, but it just doesn't look traditional like how they do it.
Yeah, that's
not.
A lot of people think that stuff's easy, but it's easy. It might be easy to make something look similar, but very hard to do it well, and really stand alone on that. I've tried it a bit, and sure, they came out the way you would want them to be, but it's nothing I'm like super proud of. Somebody else had a question. Any tips for shaky hands? I don't eat food. Make sure you eat, rest, calm, take some deep breaths, man. If you're shaking, if you got the hand shaking, that means you got to relax a little bit. Just bring your body.
No coffee.
What's that?
Just drink a lot of water. If I know some people, they get shaky if they drink a lot of coffee. Kind of just drink some water. Chill out.
Absolutely. That's
what I say.
All right. I agree, man. And all right, somebody wants to know what your favorite tattoo on your body is. Like, what's your favorite personal tattoo that you have?
There's this one right here that I really like. It was done by, you guys can't really see it. My camera's all.
It's tricky.
Well, you can't really see it, but it's let me see. Let me try to mess with this. Yeah, you can't see it at all.
It's there.
It just looks like a
What
blur.
is it then, Angelo?
It's a tattoo done by Vito out in LA, and it was 2 sessions. It's a skull holding a tattoo machine. He has a sun hat, and then there's a rose on this side, and it has thorns around it. And I like this one a lot. I got one behind my neck that I like a lot. It's like old English numbers.
Nice.
1995 year I was born. And then I have a really big traditional calf piece that I like a lot too.
Oh, no kidding. Nice. So traditional on the leg. Nice, man. Does your style of tattoo you like change from the beginning? Were you into something totally different when you were like, tattoos are cool and I want to do this, in a nutshell? Yeah.
Yeah, it was started off trying to do traditional.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, you already said that. I was trying to figure out.
No, you're good.
Let's see. Angelo, shaky hands. People ask me to do it, I get nervous about it. Sorry, I'm reading something to see if anybody. Hey, let us know if you have any questions. We'll do our best to answer them. We ran through most of the questions that I had. Yeah. So how you liking the wireless though? Because I've talked to a few people around here, and I got mixed signals. I guess one person ain't into the wireless at all. He says that it's like intermittent. I haven't personally had any problems with it. I don't know. You use it, so we might as well ask.
So with the wireless one, I got like 3 of them, and I use almost all of them while I tattoo. It only lasts like 3 hours. But I do notice that sometimes it'll go really fast and then it slows down and kind of like I can hear it in the machine. But like I feel like when I do black and gray, I guess I'm so used to it going faster and going slower that I just tattoo, and I'm just shading, and I get used to it, and then it just kind of like I
Yeah.
don't know, man. It's weird,
Yeah.
like that I got is
Oh
you
yeah,
know what
I
I'm saying?
love it. I use them all the time. I never had a problem with them. I there might be something going on there. It doesn't affect me. The freedom is worth the
Yeah.
freedom to just like just everything's right there. It's like so nice, man.
Hmm.
Somebody else had a question. I missed it already though. Somebody wants to know if you ever tried the big wasp carts.
The
Yeah,
cartridges.
yeah.
Never tried
I
them.
haven't either. I need to get. People ask me that a lot. I haven't tried them. I don't want to fuck up. I'd like to try medium, but how should I? Brandy, that maybe to answer your question, I think Angelo was talking about he oil painted as a medium to help him in tattooing. So that's cool. That's cool, man. Was scene is definitely a way to go. Gosh. All right. Somebody wants to know how you feel about our coil machines, like falling away. We're not seeing them as much anymore. But do you know people that are still very much into coil machines and that's it for them?
Um, I know one person that goes in and out about doing that, doing coil machines, but honestly, man, like it's rare to see a coil. It's rare to hear one. Like you'll be tattooing, and then all of a sudden you hear that loud noise, and you're like, "Oh shit, what's good?" Like
Right.
it's just a generation. Is that's all it is. It's just I guess it's just like there'll probably be something new in like 10 years with tattooing. We
That's
don't
right.
know. You know.
That's absolutely right. It's crazy to think, but the sound though, like I don't know. I just always remember the sound. I don't use them anymore, but there was something special about the sound of that and the smell of green soap everywhere. It was like green soap and
Yeah.
machines. That was
Yeah.
the sound. Now it's like super quiet, but that's cool though. It's much nicer when you're tattooing for 6-7 hours when you're not hearing that machine. Your hand doesn't feel like a weed whacker or something when you're done. Um,
Yeah.
so what kind of needles do you like as far as, and do you like standard needles? Do you find yourself using the bug pin needles, 30, 25, 20? I mean, I don't know. What's your go-to? Or do you use it all?
My go-to needle, like my favorite needle, is probably like a 9 liner for like just kind of outlining what I'm gonna do solid
Mm-hmm.
black. I do the 9 liner, the Cheyenne, and it's just a regular. It's not a tight or a bug
Right.
pin or anything like that.
Nice.
And I use a 5 liner also.
Nice. What's your common mag? All right, so you're going to make your order, right, for your needles. I don't know if you have somebody who does that or whatnot, but so you would go with a 9, a 5, and what kind of mags? What's your go-to for mags? I'm just
Um, they would all be curve mags, so it would be a 7 curve mag, a 9 curve mag, and then depending on the piece, I'll either do a 13 curve mag or a 23, just kind of depending on the
right.
piece.
What?
But those are all my go-tos. That's everything I
Nice,
use.
nice. Somebody wanted to know, in your opinion, they've heard my opinion. Is it hard to get an apprenticeship if you've never tattooed before? He's a painter, or she's a painter, good at drawing from references, but not original drawings.
You know what? Absolutely, yes. Because like, even remember, when I told you that story, like, oh, I was about to go and meet this person that I got tagged in the Instagram. Right before that, I was gonna try to do it on my own and go into a shop,
Right,
and
right.
I got turned down by like 4 or 5 places, man. Like, no one. It's really hard to get an apprenticeship. Like, some people just don't trust someone coming in and just saying, "Hey, I wanna learn from you. I wanna learn all your secrets."
Right,
It's very
right.
hard for sure.
And I think that's why they kind of used to make you earn it when during apprenticeships. They wanted to make sure you're going to stick around before they
Uh,
gave you the information. There wasn't as much YouTube back then to potentially rely on. But yeah, Yeah, I agree, man. Getting a tattoo or apprenticeship right now is very difficult. Any advice for anybody? The best of your knowledge. Um,
Don't just keep doing your art and do not stop. Just keep going. Just keep trying. Like you'll find that spot where people are gonna understand your struggle and they're gonna help you.
what about like your mentality as a person? Um, are you picking that up on people? Have you had some people approach you about potentially apprenticing where you're at or in your shops that you're at? Are there things that like you're looking at like,
Yeah,
going, like I don't want this guy. He acts like an asshole anyhow, no matter how good his work is or whatnot. Is that a thing for you guys or for you?
I mean, no, I mean, I try not to really, if they do something shady off top, then it's kind of like, yeah. But like, I try to understand the person, even if like they have their own way that they talk or whatever. Like everybody's different. Uh, no, I've had. Are you talking about like someone asked me for an
Yeah,
apprentice? Like,
yeah. If they were
hey,
like
can
not
you?
necessarily you, but I feel
Yeah,
like if somebody were to come here and ask for an apprenticeship or whatnot, and their artwork was fantastic, everything was great, but I just could not jive with the person. I don't know. I've had where
mm,
it seems like their ego is too much, where you can just tell like this is going to be a problem.
yeah. Yeah, the first shop I worked at, there was a couple apprentices that came in, and they'd probably be there within a month or two before they got kicked out, just because this is just their
Yeah,
lifestyle. Um, the way they do certain things, or like if you could just tell that they didn't appreciate art. If you don't appreciate art, then you shouldn't be tattooing someone.
that's awesome. That's perfect. That's where I was trying. That's where I was going with it. Because I agree, man. I think there's more to it than art, than your ability to make art. If you're gonna work here with me or a group or whatever, we gotta make sure like I don't know, you're not an asshole. To be quite honest, and make sure that you're gonna show
Yeah,
up. I mean, you're a fan. X person's great at what you do, but we're trying to run a business here, or we're trying to teach you properly. Are you into this or not? Is this a thing for you? Because there's a lot of people that draw, and I hear stories about people bringing work into artists all the time, trying to get these apprenticeships, and I'm trying to think what can give you an edge, and maybe just trying to be as down to earth, as real as you can. Be yourself, swallow your pride, You're entering into a whole new thing. You can be the most fantastic artist, but you're asking somebody to teach you something brand new to you. So definitely, try
yep.
to stay humble.
It's all about aesthetic.
All right, Josh asks, have you guys had to turn down a tattoo you either didn't feel comfortable trying or do you just didn't want to do? And if so, what were they? Why? Turned down. You had turned down work?
Uh, so I turn down work all the time. It's just like they're saying things that like I try to make my job as easy as possible. And me personally, I don't know if you do it or not. So sometimes if I get an email and it's about like this
Mm.
long,
Mm.
I just it seems too stressful for me. I just try not to read it and just kind of like, hey, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just too
Right.
much. Like, if you send me like a little paragraph, like, hey, I want this there, or this right here. What do you think? Then it's a lot more easier. Makes my job a little bit easier. I just don't want to stress when I tattoo sometimes.
Absolutely. And I think that's really cool you say that because
I think that's really cool you
I don't
say
know, I
that
think that's
because
honest, man, because
I don't
there's
think
enough
that's
stress
honest,
goes
man,
into
because
tattooing.
it's enough
Like a
stress
person
goes into
sits down, but
tattooing.
I mean, we're doing
Sits
work
down,
on
but
you,
we're
that's
doing
permanent forever.
work on it.
Um, and yeah, and to have to try to read through an entire several paragraphs, figure out what they want. And if it means that much to them, it can be stressful to do it, Like, well, fuck, if this is like that
Yeah,
big a deal
definitely.
to
There's
you.
some. Yeah. Yeah, for real, man. Like some tattoos are very like personal and very like
Mm-hmm.
they're very sentimental, and it's just like there's some times where it's like I would love to do it, but like it's a little too much stress for me.
Right.
Making sure I get it right.
Okay, Andy B asks, and Andy, thanks for being here, boy. I know it's late for you, man. Angelo, do you have a funniest client story?
Mm. I wouldn't. Okay, so I would. Could I answer it if I was in the area of
Answer it
what
however you
happened?
want,
Like,
man.
you know what I mean? Like, it didn't happen to me
Uh-huh.
personally, but what happened was we were at the shop. My buddy's about to tattoo this guy, and this guy's like he's a bouncer at the next door bar because we had a bar next door, and he was very short, so he was already kind of like he just kind of fit the image, kind of funny. He was a bouncer, he was very tiny, so he came in to get tatted, and by my buddy, and he's about to get a calf tattoo, and he's immediately as he starts doing the outline, this guy is like twitching really, like he's yelling, like you could hear him like really loud, and like he's not even done with the outline, and then all of a sudden, like super randomly, he just like he gets up real quick and he's like, I forgot to feed my dog, I gotta go, and he like grabbed all of his shit and just dipped out, and like he was looking at me, I was looking at him, and like I was setting up, and I was like, yo, did he just make an excuse about having to feed his dog? And then he dipped out. Like, so like, and we just thought it was so funny. So like every time like we had a client that was just kind of like hurting or whatever, and we would make this joke like, oh, you think you're gonna have to go feed your dog? Because like, you know, they might dip out.
Right.
Like, it was just a little funny joke that that's probably like the funniest thing that I've had that like. I haven't had any like weird clients or anything like that yet. I've heard some stories, but that's probably the funniest one I've seen.
That's better.
Was someone just
Better
dipping
than I
out.
got, man. The only funny stuff is the joke they pull on me when they do a no call, no show, and jokes on me. That's the fun, I guess. Nah, man. Other than I did have a friend on. If he's watching, man. Hey, no disrespect, man. He warned me. He's like, man, I'll black out. No, like I'm done. Like I could, like, dude, please just let me put this tattoo on you, man. We've been friends for a while. And he has tattoos, but he's telling me, like, nah, man, like, I passed out. I'm like, clearly, motherfucker, you got those tattoos. You did something, you know? He's like, nah, I passed out every one of them. Get him in here. We go to put a cross on his hand. Got three lines in the bottom of the knuckle. Boom, boom, boom. He's like, all right, I want to take a breather. Take a breather. I go to change the music, turn back around, try to catch him. Bam, man. Fucking chin on the floor, man.
Dang.
Oh. He was out, dude.
Oh.
I felt bad, but I was like, oh, shit, man. He came back too, and, man, it took an hour and some change before we started tattooing again. And I had to get just enough to where it was there, and we still haven't touched it up again. I got to get back with him again, but I mean, I'm putting him on a bed this time. If you go out, you're already laying down.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. But
how many people you had pass out?
That's it.
A lot?
That's like, well, no, I mean, that's two.
What?
Two. The other one was like passed out, and he told me too. He was like, I'm gonna pass out. Boom. Pass out. Oh shit. Okay. It was serious. Like it's like they got like 2 seconds. I just want to let you know, like I'm gonna pass out. Boom. So he was kind of there, and I just kind of stopped. And I mean, he was in the chair. It was chill, whatnot. I mean, and I just kind of waited, because I had people told me about it. First time I experienced it. I waited. He comes back too, but they don't know where they're at. That's like the first thing, man. And they're like off hunting or whatever it is they do, you know, driving. So he came back. You have to like bring them down, let them know where they're at, whatnot. And then they're pretty good. Get them soda, some sort of sugar. Usually their sugar levels are low or whatnot. But no, this guy, I don't know. He just knows he goes down. I don't know if it's a medical thing. Not sure for him, man. That was the first time. It was like an hour before we started tattooing again before he felt right. And even then it was slow. So that ain't nothing funny about it. But I mean, I felt he did bounce off the floor, man. He bounced off the floor. He's my friend too. I was like,
I think I had like 5 or 6 people pass out.
dang.
And yeah, there was one guy that I tattooed him for like maybe an hour, and then he got up because we were about to put another part of the stencil on, and all I'm doing is kind of like rubbing the stencil stuff on him and about to put it on, and like I could see him kind of like this, and I look up and he's like pale, and I'm like, yo man, sit down real quick, and as soon as he sat down, he was just like, knocked out. And I was like, good thing you sat down, bro. Like that's crazy. It's about to go down.
Yeah, I mean that's like their whole body just goes. There's not like they just lean over. I mean it's like full body done for. Boom now. Oof. Yeah. I've heard some crazy stories. Luckily, Nobody got hurt. Thank God. Oh.
Yeah, all of my clients that have passed out, they've all been sitting. Other than that guy I just said, I had to make sure he was sitting down before he passed out. But shit, gnarly.
All right. Let's see. Young woman doing her apprenticeship. Any hints on doing like special needs people? A lot of places turn them down. I've never, truth be told, I've never had a special needs person come to me and ask for a tattoo.
Yeah, I haven't
Right.
either.
Um,
I don't think I've known anyone that has either.
And we've done tattoos for like kids with special needs, like for their parents, different things like that, but not the actual person. Okay. Let's see. What other questions do we got here? So you see yourself staying where you're at for, like, you're happy? I shouldn't ask you that. That's your work stuff. Two work stuff. But you're happy where you're at, Angelo?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good
That's
where I'm
good.
at right now. Yeah,
Well, how you feel about cover-ups? That's an interesting, tricky one. Not your favorite, right?
Just depends, man. It's definitely not my favorite. There was a point when I was just like, yeah, let's do cover. There was a point when I was actually trying to do like cover-ups just because my brother put it in my head, like, you're gonna have to learn how to do cover-ups, because honestly, he has a lot of shitty tattoos, and I covered up a lot of his things. So basically, what he was saying, he was like, do a tattoo over all my shit. You gotta learn how to do it anyways. And if I'm doing someone's sleeve and they have like something right here or something up here that they want to cover up eventually, I start with the bottom part, or wherever it's at. I don't start there. I go away from it, and so that way I can build into it and kind of see the contrast of the other pieces, so it can help make it go away, push it back. You know what I mean?
So you don't necessarily start with that like cover up. You kind of start if you know you got like free reign of the arm or something. Start low and see how it develops and see how you can. Wow, I like that idea, because a lot of times you probably do the cover up. Now you got to try to work off of that to fill the rest of the arm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes when you do the cover up, you do your tattoo a little bit darker, and you kind of like. You know, I don't know. It's just kind of hard for you to kind of think outside the box. But when you got other things going on, and let's say the cover up is like right in the middle, and if you put something like off to the side and then another one bottom side, then they're not really looking at that. They're looking at the other images rather than putting a slap dab in the middle.
Right,
you know, like,
right. Where you can kind of hide that.
It's kind of something.
That takes time, man. That's like that really isn't something you can just necessarily teach. There's a lot of things you can teach, and there's a lot of things that you can teach you don't understand, and then when you get a little more experience, you come back and go, oh, I get that now. I find myself doing that, all the time, really. But that definitely doing cover-ups has been. I hate doing cover-ups. I hate when people want cover-ups. I do them, but I feel like you're always like one arm behind your back, because the end piece is like, I'm already up against the wall. I want to make this fabulous.
Not one time is it easy.
What's that?
In my opinion, not one time is easy. It's never easy to do a cover up.
No, and
sometimes when you do it, you still see it. Like some people think it disappears. It doesn't disappear. Like it's a tattoo. Like you're trying to cover up a certain thing.
It's that ink is still living under there, right next to the other ink. You're just trying to one opaque or darker than the other, try to hide it. But yeah, I've covered up from plenty of cover-ups of my own where they look fantastic for like a little while. Then as time goes on, you start to see what's behind it. Definitely for me, if I do a cover-up, I usually do this for most tattoos if I can, but I definitely try to get them to come back in. Like I want to see it healed, and I'll give you a clean bill of health if I think it looks good for now. If not, then I want to, just because cover-ups are that way. And that's why for me sometimes cover-ups can cost a little bit more, because you're just dealing with so much more. Any thoughts on face tattoos? I know that's a little out there, but I mean, you get much demand for them?
I've done a lot. I feel like being in the industry, you just kind of get used to the face tattoos and hand tattoos. Like sometimes I don't even like really notice them anymore. If someone has like face tattoos, I really don't even
Right.
like. I just talk to the person, don't really notice it. But like I would probably get like some writing right here. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. I think
I
they're cool.
forever, man. I've wanted a neck tattoo, and then I see them when they put the script here. I'm sure my wife's watching. She can be like, no, but I've a similar. It's funny you say that. Just want something there, or I don't know. I like the little stuff they put over here. I don't think it fits me, but I don't know. I look at people.
It'll
I hate
work
when I
for
see somebody
anyone.
who can rock like tattoos in ways that I just feel like that would look like shit on me. It wouldn't work for me, but I like it. I can't put. I don't know. I guess that's the way it goes sometimes.
Mhm.
So somebody day one want to know, like, is there anything that like happened? I'm putting words in here a little bit. That like a tattoo you did that kind of like changed it for you. Was there like a tattoo? I know you talked about especially with roses, but was there like a point when things sort of kind of worked? A tattoo that you finished and you're like, all right, I think I can do this, or this is what I like, or different things like that.
Mhm. Yeah, there was one person that I learned some black and gray from in downtown. There was another shop that I was at, and he just kind of like broke it down and was just like, just trust the ink process. So like, he was just saying, if you're gonna go into your black ink and then you go and tattoo, it's gonna be black because you tattooed with your black ink. And then when you rinse it out and you go into your medium tone, and then you tattoo with your medium tone, and even though it looks black because you saturated it, you really went in. When it heals, it's gonna be medium tone because you trust your inks.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
man.
And that's what changed. That's what changed the game for me.
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome because I wasn't. That was not that long ago that I felt that way about the exact same thing. To be honest with you. Once I finally started to see some black and gray healed over time, it took a little while, and I started to think like, see how it actually heals and how I put that in. I expected something different, but I got that, and that's when I started to realize no matter how dark it looks there, it's still that tone. When it heals, it's going to be that tone.
Yeah.
And that really changed things for me as well. Hey, that's awesome. Well, it looks like that is about it. We're coming up on about an hour now. If you guys got any last minute questions, throw them in the comments, and we'll answer those. So again, Angelo, you can find him on his Instagram at Tattoo Angelo, on YouTube at Tattoo Angelo, and his tattoo videos are really top notch in my opinion. Hell, I watch them. I picked up a few things. I like what you. I did actually wrote this down. I watched that video. The ink, you used a dark gray wash to make your gray wash, which I never done that before. Do you still do that? Do you still like that, or are you finding yourself?
I mean, yeah, you know what? Like, I ran out of the ink and I just didn't feel like buying more, so I just tried a new,
Right.
thing. Is
That's
really
cool.
what happened. Like if I had a brand new bottle, I would still be using it, but like, I ended up just trying a new thing. Like I said, I always try new shit, so I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna use all dynamic
Nice.
now. And then probably when that bottle runs out, I'm probably gonna try it. I have to buy something new, so.
I do.
You know what I'm saying?
I have to give you credit, man, because sometimes I get scared to try something like too new. Like hell, I even get nervous when I change needles. I just changed needles recently. I'm trying different stuff. It's actually kind of cool, but I'm always nervous for it. So I don't know, like changing inks and all that. I give you props, man. You gotta have some pretty decent confidence because I always think like I'm gonna put this in the same way, but I don't know how it's gonna heal. But I guess that's kind of the same way you get better.
Hey, I think that too, bro. Like, no, I think it too. Like, if I'm for that whole month, because usually I space out my clients each month. For that whole month, I'm kind of like, hey, how's the tattoo going? You want to keep, you want to know how it heals, how it's all the updates, and then when they come back, you just gotta be like, I'm a tattoo artist. Like, I know that I can do this. And if it comes back, certain shades are a little bit lighter, all I got to do is go a little bit darker and whatever. But, like, I think one thing that people are kind of, like, nervous about is just tell your client what you're doing. I like with the hand tattoo, I told my client like hand tattoos sometimes they don't stay, so just be ready for a touch up. You know, like if I'm doing like a new needle or whatever, I'll just like I've tattooed almost all my clients. I've tattooed them so many times that they just kind of trust like they want to help me grow, you know. So if I'm gonna try something new and they're like, fuck yeah, I know it's gonna be dope. Let's do it.
Right.
You know? That's kind of
especially if they know you got their back. If this heel's funky, they know Angelo's gonna do it, make it right one way or another, and I think that's cool.
Well, I don't do. I want to clarify though. I don't buy generic colors and stuff, and like blacks and stuff. All the name brands. Right. Okay. No, don't buy no Amazon type of black inks or stuff like that. Just do the name brand that you hear, like. You know, stuff like
definitely
that.
stick with the brands that you hear, actually, because it's hard to tell people exactly what brands. But if you never heard of it, you probably don't want to buy it.
Yeah, don't even ask the buddy.
I'd rather have good ink and a bad machine.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me just make sure. Everybody says thank you, Angelo. Quite a few, you know. We appreciate you coming on, man. I know I sat you down here and just like drilled you with question after question after question, but I just wanted to, you know, I like personally, I like having different artists on because I literally get to like, I take notes, man. I'm listening because I'm still learning too, man. I've been doing this like 3.5 years, you know, so I'm absorbing it, and I know what these guys are absorbing it, man. So, you know, I'm just staying humble and learning, man. I think that's the best thing. It's helped me a lot.
There's one person that said I got dynamic on Amazon. Is that bad? No, you're good because Amazon sells the legit dynamic black. Because that's what I got. I got it before there too. Well. So you're all good. Don't worry about it.
Yep. Dynamic is great. Yeah. That's what I use, but I'm kind of the flip-flop. I want to change, so I'm trying to look to do something different, try something different. I did use Big Sleeps. I can't remember exactly the title of it, but it's like a really nice black. I got, you know, I tried their gray washes out as well.
You said
Big Bumblebee, Sleep? Killer Bee, Blacker. I think that's what it is.
I want to try his stuff. I've seen a lot of people been posting it recently. I definitely want to try it out.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it heals black. It's the blackest, like, and it's a little bit thinner. It's not quite as thick as, like, I mean, it's not really thin. It is still a pain in the ass to work with, but it definitely heals a solid black. I'm even thinking about adding it to my lineup on top of Dynamic, a cap of that, so I can almost go through and put some really, really dark spots into the tattoo. And see how that starts to heal.
Yeah, that's one thing I do too. If I'm trying out new inks or whatever, I have my regular setup, and then I have the new ink setup in the back. Like, you know, so like I'm tattooing, I'm doing the new ink. But if I notice that like I really don't like the ink, then I still got my other setup. So I'm like, fuck it. Okay, let's just do my other setup.
See, that's some great information right there. Because I could definitely see that happening, man.
I guess you could do with needles too. There's been some needles that I'm not gonna say the name, but there's been some needles that like I just did not like, and I had to just like throw them away and just use my other cartridges. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I have a lot of Cheyenne Magnums, a lot, and but the problem is as I started to use larger Magnums when I felt like I needed them for larger pieces. I didn't get curved mags, and I ordered a set of curved mags, and it like changed everything for me. So I have all these flat mags that, all right, just don't use, man. Just don't use. And that's kind of where I'm at. I found something I really like, and I don't want to go. You know, for me, I like exclusively curved mags. So now to go back, I'm so used to using that soft edge that I don't know. It's tough. So it happens. I think I'm stuck with plenty of needles I don't really want to use. But then again, if we're in a situation where we can't get stuff, I guess we got them. Let's see. Have you seen anything?
Stipple technique. Stipple technique. I think think you might have to run your machine a little bit slower for stippling. I don't really do it. I got some buddies that do it, and that's probably the only thing that I've heard them say is run your machine a little slower.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing. If you can get the machine to run slower, it's where it's almost putting in those dots. So when you move your hand, you kind of. I don't know if you have more experience, but I was never really great at it. I can do it, and I've added it here and there, but never really that great at it.
No.
Some people are, and you see it in their work all the time, and it looks really nice. But
I've had trouble with intense ink. What is that like? Is it the triple black, or just in general the intense ink? That question.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because I know with my triple black, when I was using intense. Oh yeah, no, he's just saying color ink. Yeah, I don't know. I can't help you there. I don't do color.
Oh man. How do you like triple black? Dynamic triple black? Have you used triple black? I haven't used dynamic triple black.
I never tried the. I've seen it. I never tried it though.
Either. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people use it as their darkest dark too, or even water that down. Do you use?
Yeah, definitely.
You like distilled water, right? I mean, have you ever tried anything else? I've used both, and I've seen no difference.
I tried witch hazel. I think there's like, I don't know if it's just me, but witch hazel it's a little too much, too potent for me. The smell, and that's like one of the reasons I don't really do color either. Is because like the smell of like sometimes I can smell the ink. And it smells a little mildewy.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone has their own preference on it. Yeah, and it kind of gives me a little headache, so I don't really do ink that much of color. So that's probably my preference.
That's cool, man.
I don't know. I might get some hate because I don't like the smell of the ink, but whatever.
Who cares? I get this question often from people, and Dave One asks, any tips for avoiding, do you get, when you're shading with your mag, ever get snags? I'm not 100% sure what people are saying when they ask me that question. Maybe it's just I'm not understanding the lingo. I don't know if maybe you understand. It says, any tips for avoiding the snagging with cartridge liners? Oh, with liners. Oh, I thought they were referring to a mag. I'm not sure. I mean, for the best I can think is maybe you're moving too fast, your hand maybe, and the machine's running a little bit too slow, and it's just not. Maybe you're grabbing the skin, maybe not getting a good stretch. That's all I got. I don't know. Good luck.
So I think, yeah, I would say just stretch out the skin as much as possible. If your needle's too far out. And sometimes it can matter on this. Like if I used to see it a lot with like a 3-liner, and maybe your machine's too slow.
Right. It's hard to diagnose all these little nuances, but a lot of times it seems to come down to your hand speed, your voltage. That's most of it. Stretch and pressure. I mean, I guess it's a lot of variables, but once you get all those variables clicking in sequence, I mean, it just happens. And Andy B says it could be too much needle hangout. That could also be snagging it.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Cheap needles, somebody else says, yeah, that could be this. So it's tricky.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, a few more seconds. Get whatever questions you guys got in. I know I gotta get shutting it down soon. I gotta go see the kids on the East Coast. It's 7:00.
Yeah.
Over at Angelo. What are you at over there? 4?
Yeah.
Almost 4?
It's about to be 4 o'clock.
Nice. So you have any final thoughts for people who are like, trying to do this thing? Is there anything that you wish somebody told you from the get-go? It doesn't have to be one specific thing.
I think the videos that I make were just kind of like, I think I made them more for like me. Like if I could time travel, like, and I saw those videos, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. It saved me a lot of headache because, like, definitely starting off tattooing, in my opinion, in how I started, I was bummed out a lot. I was stressed. I've making no money, probably depressed half of the beginning of tattooing because you're trying to learn shit, but it's not coming out right. You're fucking up your brothers, your brothers' tattoos. You're fucking them up, and you're just like, what am I doing wrong? And the biggest suggestion I would say to help out an artist would be try to go to your local shops and hang out with them, ask questions. Just because you work at a certain shop doesn't mean that you can't go to the next shop and say, what up, my name is Angelo, and introduce yourself, you know. Try because, like, if you ask 5 artists the same question, you're going to get 5 different answers, and that's just how you understand different styles, different techniques. And it doesn't even have to be about tattooing. It could be about life, about what's going to help you out, what helps them out. You know what I mean? That's what I would say.
I guess that's the best way to do it. Now, also, I guess if you're going to these places, maybe you're not already working somewhere, it might be a good idea to get tattooed from them too, you know? Get a tattoo from these people you're hanging around, several of them.
Yeah, for
Watch
sure.
what they're doing. You know?
Yeah, for sure. That's what I definitely tried to do. You know, getting tattooed by someone like Vito, just seeing how he does his process of tattoos. Getting tattooed by a dude at Royal Peacock, his name is Brady. Seeing his tattoo on how to do a traditional, like just because you're into a certain style. Like, some people are like into traditional, so like, yeah, they're very into traditional, but just learn others. Think about other styles like black and gray or like neo-traditional or even stipple and this and that. You'll learn so much shit that you can bring back to what you know how to do, and maybe you can apply certain things, and then that's how you make your own style.
Absolutely, man. Oh yeah, well said. And Angelo, if you had to get another tattoo, do you have anything in the works for yourself? Anything you're thinking about actually getting put on you?
I think my appointment is like the same time next year, so, you know,
Nice.
probably somewhere right here. You know, trying to fill up the arm is probably what it's gonna be. But what I said about going into other shops and then asking questions, some people probably just won't like that too. So just keep it moving.
Amen. Somebody asked, I wonder how many tattoo artists are going to come out of the pandemic. There might be a few. Or I mean, a lot of people with a lot of free time on their hands. Something's going to give, you know. So will we ever know? I don't know. But anyhow, guys, go check out Angelo. If you're subscribed to my channel, you should absolutely go check out his YouTube channel, Tattoo Angelo. I know once you guys get there and watch one of the videos, you're definitely going to be subscribed and hanging out and waiting for a new one, always. And then also on Instagram, check him out at Tattoo Angelo. And Angelo, I just want to say thanks, man. I really appreciate you being here, just hanging out with us, answering questions. It's been nice, man. It's been nice.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it. This was really fun, man. I'm excited. This was dope.
Awesome. Man. All right, guys. Well, I know I didn't get to answer all your questions or read every comment, but I really appreciate it, guys. Hit the like button on the video if you enjoyed it or what have you. But until next time, guys.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button. I know. I feel like hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, go check out the merchandise.
Yeah.
Link in the description. See, it's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a horrible person going through all this,
man.
but I have to. All right, guys. Later.